Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to your channel, because this is the information that you want. So therefore, it is your channel. And today we're going to be discussing Theta and Bitcoin. Where is it going? Where's it been? Where's it looking for the future? And what I want to do is just get myself set up really so that I can bring up things on the fly a bit quicker. And let me just wait until some of you come on, because I'd like some confirmation that my sound's okay. There we go. Okay. YouTube is a wonderful thing when it's working, and when it's not, it's a pain in the bum. But one thing I can see is that I am online and everything's okay. And it means that I can just get onto this live chat and be able to sign in and speak with you as you send me messages. So let me just say hi to get that started. Right, here we go. So before we go into Bitcoin, because this is obviously this is frightening for those people that are going to be watching this that are heavily invested in Bitcoin, and whilst that is a frightening thing, there are some positive things to look at too. So before we go on to there, let me just speak for a little while on Theta. I'm going to look at Theta USDT for now. And while I'm doing that, I'll bring up the Theta website ready for me to go into some stuff. All right. Okay. So yeah, Theta's looking rough. So it's not just Theta, guys. Right? It's the whole crypto industry. I mean, unless there's some really low cap coins that are pumping because of hype, or because the market makers of that coin are throwing out a load of FOMO. Everything is down, and it's down high. I mean, we're talking most of this stuff here is down against Bitcoin, and Bitcoin itself is down currently as I'm speaking now, it's down 3.67%. So that's a considerable dump. So if everything else is dumping on top of that, then against USD, then obviously it's dumping a lot. Right now we've got what they call a death cross, which is where you've got the 200 period moving average and the 50 period moving average crossing. But that's normally a delayed indicator, because obviously it's a moving average. So this cross now, where this is coming down now, is actually this is 50 days ago. And when you look at 50 days ago, you see the sort of dump happening here. Well, that's what's been shown in this one. So a little bit later on, where this is dumped here, it's going to start showing a little bit more. So you'll end up with this sort of like big humpback curve happening. Even if we end up sort of slowly moving upwards, it's still going to end up coming down. So yeah, so it is a delayed indicator. So sometimes when we're talking about death crosses, sometimes it can give false signals. So that's something to consider. Something else to consider is that we're heavily into the oversold area, and every time that Theta specifically, and other coins, but specifically Theta, has gone into an oversold area, we've ended up having a massive rally. So here, if we get the ruler, go from where we were, which is just at the bottom just there, and go up to the top where we were. We ended up going up nearly 2,000% after it had hit the oversold area. And then there's another oversold area that ended up happening just here. So if we end up taking the measured move from the oversold area just there to, oh no, that's wrong. If we end up taking the oversold area from here where we bottomed out to the top, that ended up going up nearly 200%. But if we'd have stayed in and gone up to the top, then there's 256%. So yes, while the death cross has happened, I think it was probably yesterday it crossed. It might have even been today. When do you think? It was yesterday. Yeah, even though the death cross actually happened yesterday, we've got the fact that we're in this oversold area. So I personally, although this isn't financial advice, that's what I'm saying personally. I'm recommending that you do this. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it was me that was holding these coins in Theta, and I would be looking, if anything, at buying right now. Or even converting over from another coin to Theta, because I believe that Theta is about to turn around and make some massive moves. Maybe even creating this kind of, if I draw it, this kind of thing happening and this happening as the death cross turns into a golden cross, as this ends up going like this, yeah, and making a VCAT, almost a VCAT recovery. But probably more likely to sort of end up doing that and making kind of a big W as it goes along the way. That's what I see myself for Theta. So, yeah, nothing that I would be too concerned about. When we bring across Theta, so do any of you guys actually, that watch me, do you know what Theta does? Do you know what its goal is? Well, at the minute, everything is going very much streaming. So we don't own DVDs anymore. We don't own Blu-rays anymore. It's all about going onto Netflix, Now TV, and all the rest of those streaming platforms. But the problem is, as we go to the TV shops and we're buying new TVs, then we end up getting bigger televisions. We end up getting higher resolution TVs, more frames per second. 4K TVs, then it's going to be 8K TVs that most people that will have. It's only the minority that have got 8K at the minute. Me being one of them, thank you. So the higher resolution and all the rest of it, the harder it's going to be to stream. So Theta have brought about a streaming platform that enables gamers to be able to stream their games, because gaming is even faster frame rate and more GPU that's needed. Theta have brought about a platform whereby these companies can get on the back of and use Theta to start streaming things at a higher resolution and making it more efficient for our computers or our devices to be able to do that. So Steve Chen, who's the co-founder of YouTube, he said Theta's innovation is set to disrupt today's online video industry much the same way as YouTube platform did in traditional video back in 2005. One of our biggest challenges so far for YouTube has been the high costs of delivering video at various parts of the world, and this problem is only getting bigger with high definition and 4K and higher quality video streams, said Steve Chen, co-founder of YouTube. I'm excited to be part of this next evolution of streaming space and help Theta create a decentralized peer-to-peer network that can offer improved video delivery at lower costs. Pardon me. So Theta's their mainnet that it's based on went live. Their mainnet 3 went live probably about 4 weeks ago, roughly. And since then, things have started to really pick up for the fundamentals. Now we can look at the technicals on Theta, and the technicals are also a delayed indicator. The fundamentals can turn around and bring out stuff and work in the background, just sort of like just working away and bringing up new investors, new supporters, new what's the word I'm looking for? Just new partners, just new people to come on board, and we don't know that as just general coin holders or whatever. but the fund, so the technicals aren't necessarily going to improve. It's only until people start, it becomes a realization of just what Theta is doing, that then the technicals start to show themselves. By then it's kind of too late, because you've got in too late. So you're looking at the people that are kind of backing this. We've got Binance. We've got, obviously, because it's a cryptocurrency based share, if you like. So hence Binance is involved in there. Obviously Samsung, Sony, Google, and all the other names in here. These are the people in Extra News. If you would start going on, you would find that they're mentioned in Forbes, HuffPost, the Nasdaq mention them, Windows Central, Altcoin Today, Bitcoin Exchange Guide, and etc. The list goes on. So they are working their way through. So you got the creator, the content creator. That might be YouTube. It might be Netflix making their own data. And then you got the video platform. So whatever platform it might be. And then you got centralized CDN. So then that goes to the viewer. But at the minute, it's a situation of the fact that we've got poor quality, and we end up getting this lagging, and then the screen stops, and then you get the little indicator saying that it's downloading. And this is the problem. So what their solution is that you go from the creator of it all, then it goes through Theta, and then it ends up coming over to us in a way that's seamless. And that's what they're looking at doing, and it being low cost. So that's their solution. So you can download the white paper. Come onto their website. I haven't got time to go into things right now, because I need to get onto white paper, Bitcoin. But download the white paper. Have a look at all this through. This is the mainnet 3 that I was talking about. Go into there, have a look. It's a bit of a laborious read, but it will give you more information about what it is that I've been talking about. Full disclosure, I haven't done that yet. Otherwise, I probably would be making a separate video just on. Oh, that rings a bell. Just on Theta. But this is just a quick sort of overview. Go on and have a look. Type in this guy and go on to Google and stick his name in and look at his history. Look at where he's been. And same with this guy here. So I recommend him and him. And just them two really. The other guys, okay, fine, but these two have got some great history behind them. Right, let me get on to the stuff that I need to get onto, because I am under pressure by people that want to know, by the people that want to know. Bitcoin, what's it going to do? Well, like I mentioned about Theta having that death cross. When we go to Bitcoin, Bitcoin had its death cross over here, right? And again, like I was saying about the lagging indicator that it is this heavy down move here. This heavy down move is probably this heavy one, or probably about it, is this heavy down move. And then you kind of got this this kind of blip here, which is where we ended up going up and coming down, and then the next heavy down move is this down move here. So the fact that it's going up here hasn't come into the equation yet on the 200 or the 50. Just hasn't. We're probably here roughly. That's probably about 50 candles, 50 days. It's possible we could get this turnaround. Looking at the MACD. Everything's very confusing right now from the standpoint of where we're going. We've come down today and hit this this whole area. Let me get the fibs in and draw in the golden pocket. So if we just go from there to, I want to go to there. That's where I found that when I've been drawing them in. There, because that's when the main candle sort of shot up. So I'm going to go from there. I just want to flip it. Okay. All right. So then we zoom in, and I want to draw in my rectangle. going. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Show you guys where I'm feeling. I'm going in there, and I'm going to come down to where we've last dropped to, which was there. So this area now, that might look massive as like, let's bring that down a tiny bit. But I do want to go through these 3 candles as well. This area here is real strong support. So now when I sort of come to stretch the whole area where we are, we see that it's about right. This is what I see is that Bitcoin's come down. It's tested into this box completely 3 times, right? And today's been one of them. If we break this box and we close today's candle underneath this box, then I am afraid that we'll end up coming down and testing 16,844, which would fill easily this CME, and then potentially end up coming even down to $14,200 and coming down to the support of the resistance on these two points here, which is also the point where we started the rally. The proper rally ended up bouncing off of those 2 massive candles there, and then we ended up sort of shooting up the way. So that could be down there. If you guys decide to either short or to move your BTC from Bitcoin into USD or Tether or whatever, USDC, whatever it is you're going to do to sort of sidestep this, I would be looking at buying in on the way down and dollar cost averaging back on the way down if you decide to do this. I think that if you've held your Bitcoin all the way down here, and now you're deciding that you're going to do it after it's gone through all of this resistance here, I see a massive well-hole here. This massive hole of no orders apart from this sort of candle here, which is why I'm saying that 17,350. Let's go 17,400 to play it safe. 17,400 is a real strong area of support because there's a lot of orders here, but those orders are very thin. They're very thin. You know, if it ends up dropping below that, then we're going back down over to this sort of area here of the 14,690. But on pretty much every single video that I've put out there when it comes to Bitcoin, I mention this Chicago exchange, saying that's $23,760, sorry, should get filled because of it just should get filled. 23760 23760 23760 23760. Let's get a horizontal and stick it in roughly 23. That'll do roughly. Go in there, settings, text, the coordinates actually 23760. Okay, and I want to know what that's all about, so I'm going to stick a text in there. I'm going to make it white and make it big, and I'm going to call that Chicago Exchange gap needs to fill. Okay, and I suppose the next question is, once now I've got that there, is there a way of me locking that? Yes, there is, so that I don't lock it, move it, and all the rest of it. Okay, so that's now done. Hopefully it won't mess up again. Now where's my drawing that I've just drawn? Did I do that in pound? What a plank. Sorry guys. Right. Okay, let me draw that line in again. Right, okay. So we're going to go from there. Where's the best place? It's probably there, because I'm going through these candles here. The more candles you go through, the more and I'm going to go to there. Okay, so the 786 is a massive fib point. It's a massive fib point, so you get a lot of support on there anyway. So all of the technicals that I've just given you in pound, obviously the pound and the dollar move at different paces, right? So the technical analysis that I've just given you in pound is valid for the pound, and everything that I'm about to say from this moment on is valid for the dollar. And you'll find that they'll be roughly similar. It's just that the areas obviously are going to change. So in pound, where I turn around and said about there being a really fine line of support, well, the orders there are at $23214. So there's going to be strong support there. So if you decide then, same thing goes, that you're going to move over to some kind of stable coin, whether it's Tether, whether it's USDC, or whether it's move just out into fiat currency or DAI or any of those, then you're going to be looking at dollar cost averaging back in at 26,900. And then certainly back in at 23,800, because this is the CME gap which needs filling, and then ultimately this is the very low, which no surprise, it's $20,000, isn't it? It's that psychological gap. So that's it. But should you move over now is the question. I mean, is there anything on the cards that would indicate that we're going to be going up the way? Well, we've got playing out in here. If we go down to the 4 hour, we've got playing out just here. We've gone into the oversold, which was bullish, and we've come up, but then we got kind of rejected in the last 2 sets. We're kind of trying to make this turnaround here, but it's not really happened with the dump here that ended up happening in the close. Obviously, we ended up opening at 12 o'clock, and in the UK, 12 o'clock. I mean, I don't know where the time frame is over there, but over here, it's 1 o'clock. So my time frames and candle closes are different to yours in the States. I'm just looking for anything to show just there. Okay, give me a sec, guys. So there's nothing locally that's standing out apart from a massive candle there of orders. If I just move that up, you'll see what I mean. That you've got all these orders coming in here. This is live, guys. This area here is live. So as the orders start coming in and changing, you'll start seeing, someone puts a big order or a big sell in, you'll start seeing all this change. So what this looks like now, maybe in about 25 minutes, might look completely different if people end up sticking a load of sell orders in or buy orders in. And I think that FOMO is starting to kick in. FUD, is starting to kick in right now because of the sheer fact of us coming and hitting these areas where we've only hit, say, 5 or 6 times in the last kind of 6-7 months. So yeah, I think a lot of people are asking themselves, should I be shorting this or taking my investment out and moving it into Tether or whatever? PD says, good morning, it's 6:20 a.m. in Canada. Good morning, PD. So 6:20 for 8. So you've got another hour and 40 minutes yet before your candle on the 4 hour goes over. But that's what you should be looking at over for yourselves, is looking at where the candle's going to go. Okay, let's just go back over to the daily, because I did notice some divergence essentially happening. And putting the trend line there from the bottom here of the oversold area going up. We went up there whilst the prices came down there, which was bad. And now we're here. sod's law is that we're not really getting anything, any sort of confluence with any divergence, because the RSI locally is flat, and that's the same with the MACD histogram. It's flat, and with the price from here to here, it's flat. So we haven't really got anything that's standing out really clearly apart from the bottoms here and the bottoms here, which is essentially going down from there to there if you don't take in that middle part into consideration and say that never sort of completed. If you're looking at the bottoms, the tops, if you're looking at the tops, let's just see what the tops are saying. Let's go from the top there. There just isn't anything, is there? To the top there, that isn't making anything, so that can come away. And yeah, you see, if the price was going up and the thing was going down, then I mean there isn't anything there apart from like a convergence. There just isn't anything. There's nothing bullish anyway. It's all bearish. Doesn't look good. I'm trying to find something positive, but it doesn't look good. I would say at this moment it's a 50-50. It really is a 50-50. This is one of those things where you turn around and stick an order in. I think you turn around instead of like keeping your eyes on the charts and keeping them peeled. If you are thinking of moving over to a stable coin, then you don't want to do it now. You want to wait until, because you obviously you don't want to fail. So you're gonna be sticking a sell order in on a when we've definitely broken. It's not going to be a fake out. So you're sell order, or you want to start you're moving over to USDC at 28,200. But I wouldn't move it all over. I would dollar cost average into your stable coin, maybe every $1,500 that it goes down. Put your orders over into a stable coin, because we might end up getting a sort of turnaround. These death crosses here, they don't always show that great a signal here. So for example, let's go back here. We had a death cross and then bam, we turned around. We had a death cross and then bam, we turned around. We had this death cross, and this did last a little bit longer. That's okay. So you got one death cross versus 2 that didn't work. And then if we go back in history and we count death crosses, let's get rid of that VPVR because it's doing my head in. You look at how many times the death crosses have worked out. Look, death cross, and then bam, we turned around. So how many times did the death cross work to when it didn't? Well, what I've just counted is one death cross worked. That lasted quite a long time, but you had one there that didn't. That one did. This one didn't. This one didn't. And then now we're on to this one, and all it's going to take now is us to bounce off and come back up, and then this death cross won't happen as we start moving up to higher highs. And it was like I was saying back in 2020, around about sort of September. I was saying to all of the people that would ask me about what was going to happen with Bitcoin, is that I was saying that come December, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that we will end up breaking $20,000. We will, because everyone's saying that we're going to, and because everyone's saying that we're going to, then you get everybody that's involved in it, because they're all hearing it. They don't want to miss the bandwagon. They all buy a little bit, and if everybody buys a little bit, then it turns out to be a big bit, and everybody's saying that we are going to be hitting over $100,000 at the end of this year. So if everybody's saying that we're going to do it, then we're going to do it. And it's only until we start sort of getting to, I'd say, September time, October time, that if we haven't got anywhere near higher highs, that would make me turn around and say that it would unlikely to hit it this year. But we're nowhere near there yet. The speed of where Bitcoin goes. I mean, that's only a couple of months, sort of 3 months going from the bottom here to the top there. Where are we? Just there we're in October, and just here we're in February, October, November, December, January, February. So in 4 months, we ended up going 300% in 4 months. and then in 5 months 400%. So it doesn't take that long for it to turn around and you know, sort of like being a rocket and it rip your face off with the G's. Yeah, so that's that. We have hit the oversold mark just down here, so this could be a retracement on the upside. If not, and we do end up breaking this line here, then yeah, we could end up coming down to this area of where the CME gap is. Let me just, I didn't write that in. Where the which I think will be helpful to me. Oh, of course it is. It's already there, isn't it? The CME gap was 23,760. Yeah, so that's it, guys. I haven't really got any lot to say. You know, I don't have a crystal ball to tell you, but I can say that the charts are they're looking 50-50. You know, they're looking. No, the charts and the fundamentals are looking 50-50. The charts themselves are looking bearish. They're not looking too clever. The histogram of the MACD, if you know, just speak about the bearish side of everything. The histogram of the MACD is looking like it's you know, it's going to continue to go red, because normally it goes red, green, red, green, red, green. Well, we're hitting the red now. Since we've gone into this red, we haven't hit any, you know, any further, we haven't gone any deeper. And normally, if we're going to go down, then we'll go down. This was a little bit of a fake out here, because obviously the price came back up, but we've had a continuation of this downtrend according to the 50, and obviously, you know, visually we can see that, that you know, yeah, we've had the crossover just there. If you take the crossovers into account, we've had the crossover just here. Yeah, so there's a lot of downwards pressure on the MACD, and the RSI is again, as that's gone down, the RSI kind of is not really giving us anything bullish. Yeah, so nothing really good to say, guys, and I'm really sorry. I'd like to be able to give you more positive things to say. Some of my audience, they like me to speak about GME. Well, those of you that were here yesterday shocked me a little bit, because I wasn't expecting GME to come down this far as an opening price. But I did say yesterday that we would end up seeing GME end up going up the way, but I felt that we would end up opening around about the price that we've closed today. So the VCAP bottom worked, and we did go up as far as I was kind of expecting, but if that is as a measured move, not as a price target. So I was kind of expecting to have a candle about this big, but I was expecting the candle to start kind of up here and then hit these targets up here. So the technicals haven't really changed with regards to GME. It's just that we're just a day late in where I was. So today I'm expecting us to come down a little bit and test this line here, but then end up breaking and closing today's price around about 180. So remember that, guys. Today's price 180 is my price target. AMC did exactly what I thought that it was going to do, and that is break right down, and it did. Then made a recovery, which is not what I was expecting it to do towards the end of the day. So yeah, really pleased for AMC holders. You know, that should give you some confidence that we are, you know, breaking up. This oversold area kind of worked, and we ended up sort of like coming back up and up the way. So that shows a lot of strength. I think people are waiting for this this area here to buy. You know, the 382 is a good place to buy, and that's what everyone's doing. They're waiting until it went down and bought back up again. So, you know, predictable. So let's just hope that, you know, that starts a rally and we end up making our way back up. But this is definitely a turnaround. I've had that written in here now for the last sort of week, that this is going to be a turnaround area. Could we dip back into it again? Yeah, possibly. Towards the end of the week, we could end up having this pattern where we dip back in again before we go back up to the upside. But I'm not really too sure what's going to happen with AMC. So yeah, GME, more confident that we're going to start moving up. AMC, not sure what's going to happen. I just know that it's going to take some time. I feel that it's going to take some time for us to go up. If I reverse the whole fibs here, and then get that turnaround settings, reverse is on. Yeah, then you can see where I've got my this area is this purple box is is around about the 618, 650 area is kind of where I know that the turnaround is going to happen. But I drew my box in a little bit higher because I wanted to take into consideration this candle, this one, just this red, this and yeah. So it was. So I just wanted to. The more candles that you cover when you draw in your support and resistance boxes, the more candles that you cover, the more safe and accurate your sort of you're covering yourself. So that's something to take into consideration. At least it's something that I do anyway. Okay, guys. So that's Theta, Bitcoin, a little bit of GMC and AMC, GME and AMC. Red day yesterday for stocks and shares and the market in general, and today it's a red day for crypto. So yeah, red days mean buy. So if you've got some money that's sitting around doing nothing, look for these cap coins like Theta, buy some. What else is going to be a good buy? And by goodbye, I mean I don't mean goodbye. I'm on about what ones are going to be a good price to buy at. Audio 1, I wouldn't say so right now. It's just had a really big rally. Aave would be good to buy. I think Algorand, regardless of the price, is going to be a good buy because I see it going up. And Chiliz is definitely a good price to buy. So there you go. I would say Chiliz and Theta are the best, your best buys right now with regards to investments on crypto. And I believe that Theta and Chiliz are both available on Binance, and I think Theta is only available on Coinbase. Sorry, Chiliz is only available on Theta. Oh, sorry, Chiliz is only available on Binance, and Theta and Chiliz are no. Okay, Chiliz is only available on Binance, not on Coinbase. Theta and Chiliz are both available on Binance. That's what I'm trying to say. Get my teeth in. There you go, guys. Little thing this morning. Yeah. Is there anything you guys want me to cover while I'm here? Because it's a little bit quiet today. I've got 4 viewers, and it's PD has been the only guy that sort of put in a comment. So, is there anything you guys want me to have a look at whilst I'm here and you've got my attention? I am here for you. I am here for you. Is there anything you want me to cover? Is there anything you want me to cover? Let's have a look at Ramp. Let's do some due diligence on Ramp, because this is something that I've not really looked into, but I keep hearing things about Ramp. So let's have a look at Ramp. Ramp network. Oh, of course, yeah, I know what it is. Yes, Ramp is a okay, so what Ramp does is it increases your yield on your staking. Yeah. So yeah, as things start to go down, you know, as after the bull run, which arguably may have just happened, after the bull run, we will end up having a load of money left over. Hopefully, if we've taken out at the right time. And what can we do with that money? Well, Ramp allows you to get bigger yield for your money, so you can, you know, get bigger APY. These are some big names, aren't they? GPay, Apple Pay, Visa, MasterCard, Open Bank, Easy Transfers. So I guess like faster payments in the UK. Swish, Blick, UPI, manual bank transfers. Good afternoon, Anthony Williams. Anthony Williams, can you confirm that you have seen the, you've been with me whilst I have been talking about Bitcoin? Because that was mostly for the two of us. Yeah. If not, it's on here. You can, I guess it's just a matter of rewinding and watching it. Crypto to fiat flow for your app. Ronaldo, hey buddy. Hey Tony, you covered GME. That's what I needed. Good stuff. Ready for a move. Yeah, I think so, mate. I think GME is definitely ready to go there. Um, it's in the area. You know, if you watched the last sort of 3 or 4 days of me sort of speaking about it, um, you'll have seen me speak about that area of a turnaround, and yeah, we've done it. Obviously, with the short squeeze going on and all the rest of it, it's that isn't going to be able to be read by the charts. No one would have been able to, no matter how good you are down here, ever known that you were about to make a thousands of percent move up like this. I mean, it's just impossible to do. So if something like that ends up happening, you have a ghost event, then that can happen. But I think really sort of all here, apart from this, this maybe you can even. I mean, that's not a thing, but that's just a. Yeah, apart from maybe up here a little bit is genuine price action of what the coins trading at properly. But yeah, I had this 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 area of being a turnaround and a VCAP bounce. I don't know if you can see it. If I just hide that pitchfork there, which I think I can hide. There you go, hide the pitchfork. You've got that VCAP bounce which I'd put in there, and if we go to the area and stick it as a line where I put VCAP bounce, just there on that line we've done exactly what it is that I'd said. But yesterday I was kind of hoping that we would end up closing it a little bit higher, and I think we'll end up doing that today. Yeah, so that's what I see with GME. So yeah, cool. Really good crypto stuff too. Looking forward to watching that back. Thanks, mate. Jealous that you're having a barbecue, Tony. I know you're a good cook, and no doubt it's decent meat as well that you've got from a butcher's. Have you thought about being vegan, Anthony Williams? Being vegan might yeah. Apparently you can achieve all sorts of marvelous, wonderful things by not eating meat with your body. Yeah. There we go. Okay, ramp. Let me just go back onto ramp again. Let's understand this a little bit better. Where's my ramp? That was a joke there, by the way. Anthony Williams. I can't ever see you being vegan. Right, fiat to crypto flow for your app allows users to buy crypto without leaving your D app or wallet. Increase conversion. Be ready for your next million users. Set it up now. Okay, so you can set that up. The on-ramping experience your users deserve. Slash your dropout rates. Your users will complete their first transaction in minutes, not hours or days, or without leaving your app. Be smart about knowing your client. We use open source banking and various data sources to make your KYC invisible for your users. Ramp is designed to delightfully ease onboard non-coiners easily on your desktop and mobile. It takes a couple of lines of code or np to install. Save your development. Okay. Trust the buyer. Yeah, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's nothing to do with increasing your. Maybe I'm thinking of another coin. There's just so many coins that do stuff. It's hard to keep up with it all. I think it's the point when you're moving over, from one asset to another and all the rest of it. Sometimes it can take a long time. That Ramp's just saying, you know what, we can do it really quickly. It's going to take hours, not minutes or days, and you don't have to leave your app, and it's done. It's not something I've used. Maybe I need to just go into it and just play about, spend a day. I might do that. I might spend a day really getting to know Ramp and do a special video just on Ramp, because I don't really understand it at the minute. Our mission Ramp exists to empower everyone to participate in open networks. I'm getting old, man. Looking at these guys, it's like these guys are running. Look at them; they're all kids. We build decentralized, robust infrastructure to make crypto apps not just powerful but also delightful. Our technology will unlock a future where everyone can exchange value as easily, as efficiently as the internet. We strive to make this a reality for everyone, not just a handful of crypto. At least in black and white, these guys look a bit better. Cool. All right, guys. I think it's time that I kind of say goodbye and adios. Yeah. Thanks for signing in and having a listen. With that, sorry, there's not really a lot I can give. There's nothing showing that's turning around and saying, "Hey, there's massive divergence there. Do something about it." You know, because there isn't. There isn't. It's very clever. Yeah, it's very clever that I can't see anything. Yeah, let's get back over to my candles. Because I can't read anything without candles. All right, guys, I'm off, and I will see you back tomorrow around about the same time. Mind you, the market opens in 40 minutes, so I could just blabber on and stay here. I haven't really got else to do today. So I could just sort of stay on here until the market opens. Do a little bit more due diligence on AMC. Because AMC... have a good one, Tony. Thank you, brother. Yo, go. Enjoy your day, man. Do what you got to do. I'm just for the sake of it now, buddy. If I was to shut the computer down and turn around and say goodbye, all I'm going to do is do this. So I might as well just stay on here and do this in front of everybody, and then everybody can see how I go about doing stuff and where I go about getting information or whatever what I do. So I'm just doing it. We'll give some people something to look at and a bit of entertainment or whatever. And I'm talking to people, so yeah. Do what you got to do, bro. Enjoy your day. See you later. Okay, so this is all AMZ stuff. Yeah, okay. Yes, Faisal. BGD. Yes, boss. What's going on with crypto? Well, this is what we've been discussing, man. This is what we've been discussing. It's a red day. It's a red day. What's going on? What's going on is crypto is saying to everybody, hey, buy. Here is an opportunity for you to get these prices at a discount. So, yeah, for those of us that are in crypto and got a lot of assets in crypto, it's a bad day for us. We're feeling the squeeze. But for those of you that don't own much crypto and have a little bit extra spare, what's going on is it's dipping its toes into the water for you. So you can buy. And I mentioned that Chiliz, so get a Binance account, get yourself some Chiliz, and also Theta, because I believe that they are at great discounts right now. A number of us bought into Chiliz some time ago. Let's go over to the daily rather than the hourly. And and it's right down here now, which is under the 200, under the 50, and slightly above the 200. So that's positive, but we're below the 50, so we're in discount territory. But we've got all this, all this along this line here, where we're at the minute. We've got a bounce off. We've got bounce off. We've got bounce off. We've got candles fluctuating in, but then we've got a bounce off. We got the price dipped its toes and then bounced off. It couldn't break. It bounced off. We sat on it and kept on bouncing off, and then we've gone around this 50, and then we've come down, and now what we're going to do, probably bounce off potentially, or we could even come down to the 200. But yeah, these are discount prices. Up here, this is where I bought. This is where I bought because I felt that Chiliz was going to do a good thing, and still do. But it's going to take time, so this is one for the long haul. And yeah, I don't see it coming down here anytime soon. And if it does, I still would just hold. It's just one of those ones where I've just put in a bag and I'm going to hold it for a rainy day, and it will make me good money. The same thing I'm doing for AMC and GME. So yeah, that's it. That's what's going on with crypto. And at the minute, I could sort of sign off, but what I said that I was going to do was have a little look into AMC, because I've done a lot more of my time on GME, and I understand GME a lot more than I do with AMC. So I thought it's just worth having a look and doing a little bit of fundamental analysis on AMC and finding out who they are and what they do. So if you know something that I don't, which you probably do, then put it into the chat. Where can I go to get some good information on AMC? And why is my computer taking ages to load up a website? Because it's AMC, maybe? Got a lot of data to download while I'm trying to stream? I don't know. Ooh. Yeah, I've seen their website, right? Okay. Is it possible that AMC is something that I completely misunderstood? See, I thought AMC was more to do with cinemas and movies that are being brought out, but it seems to be more like a Netflix thing for the US. Okay, so if I wanted to upgrade, would it let me? Because I'm in the UK. Does AMC allow for the UK? It's very much a UK thing, isn't it? I mean, a US. Yeah, I'm going down there. It's all US stuff. Don't have any of them in the UK. Don't have any of them in the UK. This seems to be more like a Netflix for the US. Is that fair to say, guys? There's got to be some AMC people on here. AMC is also a name for a network in the US. I don't think they're affiliated with the theatre. Okay. You are looking at the wrong AMC, bro. Ah, there we go. So if I get rid of that then. Thanks, PGD. Give me a link. Send me a link, buddy. Brother, send me a link to where I need to be. In the meantime, I'll try and find it from here. This is where you want it to say AMC. Look at their website, just here. This is what I was saying. AMC and having to do with the theatre, like the cinema. This is what I thought. So AMC must have their own website though, right? AMC. I've done that one already, haven't I? MC Theatres. There we go. That's the okay, so this is the AMC because that's the logo that we all know and love, right? As so it is. It's just like the View. Yeah, it's just like View Cinema. Excuse me. So this is what I thought it was. I thought it was just a cinema place. And obviously because cinemas all ended up packing in because of the COVID issue, then we ended up having problems. But now cinemas are all opening back up again. So there's not really a lot of technicals to look at, really, is there? Isn't it just simply a... isn't it just simply a theatre? A cinema? Yeah, I've done that already. Okay, see a movie. Movie's that. Let's go. Theatres. Excuse me. I keep doing this. This is like long, innit? You gotta do that all the time. Okay. It's not even letting me look. There you go. Sorry, I was looking at my phone. This is a bit slow, isn't it? What's going on? Okay, so it's not the greatest, but it still should be downloading a website and running alright. Okay, not now. Anyway, we don't want that one, do we? Find a theatre. Okay, well, it doesn't want New York. Fine. Give me some more information on AMC, guys. Come on, there's got to be something. AMC stock. BGD. I was playing Destiny with Pound earlier, getting some of the pinnacles done and whatever. It was good fun. Question from a friend: where is the best place to learn about crypto for a beginner? My page. What are you asking that question for? If you want to learn about crypto, you just go onto my page. It's easy. So go on to my my videos. And how to buy your first altcoin, step by step of me making Bitcoin. So that teaches you how to buy Bitcoin, and in that video of me teaching you how to buy a Bitcoin, I mentioned in there about how to convert to different other cryptos whilst you're there. When you're looking at charts, it's important to know about divergence. So you've got these videos here about the divergence, about different divergence. I did some on Chiliz, NFT, enjoy, just explaining about Chiliz. Ichimoku Cloud, if you want to trade it and understand it, that teach Ichimoku Cloud in under 15 minutes. That's a really quick and easy one. Low cap coins, are they any good? So if there's looking at buying cryptos that are really low down on market cap, yeah, there. Little economy lesson on how the banks work and everything. That's a fantastic video. And then the tutorial on the 20 SMA, really simple. Lol, he has no idea what to look for in terms of technical analysis. He has no clue. Okay, so what sort of questions does he want to know? So how to buy your first Bitcoin or altcoin. So that's how to buy it. Well, then what does he want to know? From once the point of you've got it, and he doesn't want to learn or start to learn to trade. You see that 20 SMA is a really simple video. Really simple video. Where are we? Like super simple. Even without hardly any tuition. There you go. Your chart is now starting to take some form. So no tuition. So you've got a friend who comes tuition. So for now. So here we go. Listen to the beginning. Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel, Tony Wright's Crypto Tuition. So for now, just going to look at something that is incredibly powerful, incredibly underrated, rarely spoken about, and something that you need to know in order to just make money passively, practically, hardly doing anything, no leverage, just a little bit of investment, and you can make a fortune. And I'm going to prove it to you. And all it is something called the SMA, standing for Simple Moving Average. Now, I don't know how much you know about TradingView, so I'll assume that you don't know anything. There you go. So I'm assuming that he doesn't know anything. Okay, so right at the beginning, right off the bat, this is a technical analysis where I'm basing everything on the fact that he knows nothing. All right. I'll assume that you don't know anything, and go from there. So apologies for those that know a lot, but I am. So apologies to those that know a lot, like you, BG. I'm going to go into a bit of detail. So stick around to the end, and smash the like button. Right. Which reminds me, press the like button for you 7 viewers that are watching this, right? Press the like button. Here we go. So what you're going to do is, first of all, you're going to... So if you don't know anything about trading, you don't know anything about TradingView, this video, which I've already done, it's called the 20 Simple Moving Average, it's the video for you guys. So I'm assuming that you don't know anything at this point. Type in there, moving average, MOVING. And you'll see that I've got a little star next to mine. I've starred it so that it appears upon the favourites as moving average. Now once you do that, it defaults to 9 close. So we need to change that. So if we go into there and then go to inputs and change the 9 to 21, or let's just go for 20. There's a reason I'm saying 20, I'll show you later. It doesn't really matter whether you go for the 20 or the 21. It doesn't really matter if you go for the exponential moving average or the simple moving average. It doesn't really matter too much over the grand scheme of things. So I'm just going to stop there and just show you what I mean on that video, okay? And that is that in TradingView, you have got the option when you go into here, and so you go into this area here where it says indicators and type in here moving averages, MOVING, it comes up with moving average, which is what you want, which is why I've got that crossed. But there's another one underneath it called moving average exponential, and that sticks a little bit tighter to the price action. You know, like exponential on a graph, it's not linear. It doesn't go straight up. It kind of it doubles the previous move. So once it gets the average of the price action, it does it as an average, but it does it as an average exponentially. So it exponentially moves to the price action. So you find that as the price goes up and down, rather than it becoming more a linear average, like if it was 20 and 30, then it would say 15 being absolute. It would end up sticking more closely to down at 20. Let's say the 10, it would end up coming down to kind of 12 and a half, and then 17 and a half at the top if it was to take into consideration too. So it does stick prices closer to the price action. But in this video, in this tutorial, it doesn't really matter whether, because it just doesn't matter too much. The EMA, the exponential moving average, is a little bit more precise. But this is a very simple video, so I've just gone for the 20 simple moving average that I'm about to show you. Can you hear me okay? Am I okay? Yes, we can hear you. There was an old woman who swallowed a bird. How absurd, she swallowed a bird. Perhaps she'll die. Okay, so I started singing in the early days. Okay, so right. I probably still sing sometimes. I'm going back now to sort of like, let's just go for this long patch. Get on with it. So we're talking about October 2015. Yeah, get on with it. All the way through to October. Yeah, get on with it. 16. Not a lot of price action there. Well, it's not a lot compared to the massive mountain that happened. And let's zoom into that mountain. Now we've got, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do, just to make things a little bit easier, is I'm going to change the colour of that to, I'm going to change it to red, so it really stands out. I'm going to change the transparency to... I do rabbit on. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll work on that. Inputs, it's 20 on the close, the candles, that's all okay. Alright, so I'm sorry about that slow start there, but then we can crack on and start talking about what it was I wanted to talk to you about. So, let's say back in 2017, which is when I first heard about Bitcoin, let's say you bought £1,000 worth, you think, okay, well, I can afford to lose £1,000, it's a lot of money, but it's something that, you know, everyone's talking about at the moment. I'm going to get in the bandwagon, I'm going to get in early, and I'm going to earn some money on this crypto roller coaster, on this dark web, this really bad, naughty thing, which is all a load of junk. Okay, so for those of you that have just come on, because I've noticed I've got just had an influx of another 4 or 5 viewers. So what it is this? I'm looking at the one. Tony is bad enough. Now we have 2 to watch. Okay, what we're looking at, guys, is for people that have got no clue on trading. All right, right at the beginning, right at the basics. What is it you can be looking for? What is one strategy to know how to trade your cryptocurrency or your asset? And the 20 SMA is a really, really simple yet very powerful indicator on how to know when to move your money in and out of a trade. And it works more often than not, yet it's so simple. This is what you do. You stick £1,000 in, let's say around about the 5th of April, right? You put £1,000 in, and the reason why you put £1,000 in here is because the price is above the red line. Good morning, so Exponential. You buy £1,000 there, and you don't take it out and put it back into pound or a stable coin until it gets below the this line, and this line is the 20 simple average. Okay, so what we've just I understand. Okay, so we'll bring up that moving average, right? Okay, all right. I'm clearly got too many things on the chart. Let's just bring up. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Let's go to where it was that I'm talking about. Now, those of you that will, in fact, well, no, those of you that remember there was a massive rise just here that looked huge when Bitcoin was, when it went up to $20,000, and it was huge. It went up really, really fast, and people made a lot of money. People were buying Bitcoin here at 600. Just here, it tells you the price of Bitcoin, by the way. So as my X and Y here, it says that Bitcoin round about these figures. At the bottom there was around about $800. Down here it was $600. Anyway, it ended up going up to $20,000. And what what my video just here is saying is that if you buy, um, let's get a moving average, because that's what he did. So go on to there, go on to moving average, and once you've clicked it once, it comes up here and it says MA, which stands for moving average 9, and we need to change that 9, meaning 9 candles. We need to change that moving average to 20. So you go to the length, which is the length of time that you're going back by, and you change that to 20, and then you press OK. Okay, and that's all we've got on the charts, and that's all we need for now. We don't need anything else. And what it is that I've just said on that video there is when the price goes above the 20, that's when you buy. So I said, okay, so it's gone above the 20, so stick £1,000 on, okay? And then you don't take out your £1,000 until the price goes and crosses this line. So it goes up. You could have taken out there and then back in when it goes above it, but the day didn't close there. If you'd have waited until the finish of the day ended up closing there. So normally wait until the second day just to make sure that it isn't just a dip in and dip out in the same day, right? So following that thing, you look at that, you think, okay, I can potentially come out today, but then you hold the day and you say, oh, okay, you don't. And then this is your first day where it ends up coming down, and the second day you're in the red. So then you come out there. And then what you could have done then is, if you'd have put £1,000 on, you would have made yourself, and coming out there, you would have made yourself 84%, which of course is £840, which isn't a bad thing. It says 47 bars, so in a month and a half with £1,000, you'd have made yourself that money. So then you come out and you wait until the price comes down, and then you stick your which was 1,000, and now it's 1,840. So then you put your 1,840 in when it crosses the 20 SMA again. So then you put it in just there, okay? So then the price ends up going up from there. So it's crossed the 20 SMA. So then there you put your 1,000, well, nearly £2,000 now, isn't it? And then you end up, okay, you've lost out there. That's okay. But the second day ends up closing down here. You come out here, and you've made yourself another 60%. So now you're into 2,000, okay? And you just keep doing that all the time. And that's how you make money on the 20 SMA. And this video here, that I'm halfway through watching.
When I say 20 simple average, it literally means 20 candles.
So yeah, basically, if you watch that video, BGD, or he watches that video, then yeah. Anthony Wright, Burgers E, doing well. I think means are doing well. As are you. Yeah, doing all right, mate. Yeah, I had a load of viewers, and then I've just gone and started speaking about really simple stuff, and now they've all gone. So it's BGD that's caused that. Never mind. So that's it. So that's just a simple way of making some money, guys. So yeah, and then if you go along my videos, you'll find that there's a lot of videos in there that cater for different people's skill set levels and tuition. You've got VPVR, that's those lines that come out the side of the screen that you see me use. Little lesson on the VPVR. The Fibonacci sequence, how to use those. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in there. This Divergence series was really good. For those of you that haven't seen it, it was a series that I did using doodle sketches, which was great. And it really got to the point of explaining how to look at the charts in doodle form. Just looking at the doodles. It was good.
I've got to say that. And I'm really pleased that you're here. So what I'm doing today is I've got 5 videos, and this is just one of 5, talking about divergence. And with divergence, we're just going to look at the top one today, this one here, bearish divergence. After that, there's bullish divergence in video 2, then hidden bearish.
So the reason why I did this in 5 series is because divergence can be quite complicated, and doing it, if you just think, oh, was it bullish divergence, was this bearish divergence, they're only 2 or 3 minutes long, which means that they can go back to this. This is one on bearish divergence. All you've got to do is come onto this. It's 4 minutes long. You watch it on 2x speed, and there you go. You got it on. In 2 minutes, you'll remember it. So yeah, it's good. It's a good series. So you know that's a little bit more advanced than perhaps that 20 simple moving average was that I mentioned a little while ago. Um, so this is a little bit more advanced. The VPVR one was even more advanced than divergence, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't matter what sort of stage you are at with regards to your trading. If you go onto my videos and filter through my videos, you will find something there that tickles your fancy that you think, oh, I didn't know about that, or that's something that I can learn. Then there's plenty on there with tutorial stuff, and then of course there's all my live content where I've been speaking about different stuff live. Here I did just a bit of a breakdown, a bit of a fundamental analysis on chilies and Algorand. Support and resistance for beginners. I mean that is a really good one. It's an hour long, but you know half an hour if you watch it on half time. But support and resistance for beginners, that's good. I want to do another video on that actually, and um, yeah, that's it. So there we go. So it is. What time is it now? It's 20. We've got 20 minutes to market open. So yeah, obviously this is the live one that I'm doing today. So Theta and BTC, is it doomed for lower lows? Which I've already discussed and all the rest of it. Yeah. So there we go. So there's where we are at the moment. So we did a little bit of looking at AMC and the fact that it's a theatre company and not the other type of AMC, which is like a download streaming platform. So I was going to start looking at doing some fundamentals on AMC because it's something that I haven't really done much due diligence on. All my time since I've been involved in all this has been looking at GME, and I don't really know much about AMC. I think that the reason why is because it's a lot more simple, isn't it? It's just a cinematic place. It's not. That's all it is. So I don't think there's any fundamentals, so to speak, to look into. So that's that really. Which is which is great. It is what it is. But it has been attacked, and hopefully now things should stop because they bought themselves too much negative press. Okay, so let's get back onto the charts then. Hang on a minute, cancel that, and let's look at GME because we're close to the opening now. So those of you that were here yesterday sort of came in towards the end because of Jamie and Rocky having not been too well, and hopefully Rocky is feeling much better today. I hope he is. So what I was saying is basically this area here. I was able to put this VCAT bounce in. Yo Tony, hey VVenat777, nice to have you here, dude. Thanks for nipping in and saying hello. So those of you that have known and been watching me, I've said that we would end up getting this sort of VCAT bounce, which is what I put in here around here. And we have got that, which is good. However, I was expecting yesterday, I said that we would be going up more likely than going down, but I was expecting that a bit of a gap. So I was expecting this move, but I was expecting this candle to be starting here and ending around about here. So I think we might be, according to my sort of TA, I think we might be just a day behind, and that we'll get that today. So today I'm kind of expecting us to possibly go up by 0.5%, come down, look red and look bad, but end up bouncing off of this again, and then I would imagine that we will close today around about $180. That's where I think we're going to close today. It could be wrong, but I think about that. That's my sort of ideas for GME, and that's based on previous resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, because we stopped and then we ended up bouncing off, and then we found support, broke it. So I think we're going to find resistance again at this mark here, but we have got a bullish bounce. We are on our way back up now, according to the RSI and according to the MACD, sort of turning around and going green. So that's that. My prediction still stands, even though we don't seem to be making many moves. my prediction still stands that we're going to be end up hitting some all-time highs in August 31st, maybe September 2nd kind of time. Okay, so that's GME. AMC, I was expecting to go down considerably, and we did. We did go down. We ended up touching the bottom of my box, but ended up bouncing back up, which was... Sorry, my phone's interfering with thing. Yeah, we ended up bouncing back up, which was really unexpected, and I'm really pleased for both AMC and also you AMC holders that maybe have been panicking a little bit on this roller coaster, especially if you bought around up here. So yeah, AMC looked like it was gonna go down a little bit and maybe end up coming and breaking this, which I was worried that we'd end up coming down to this 786. But I've known all along that this area here would be of a golden pocket for a turnaround, based on the 618 on the fibs and the 650 kind of golden pocket area. So yeah, that's looking pretty darn nice. So good. I'm pleased that we've dipped in there nicely. It's given us a chance. And we may very well again over the next couple of days come back in here again. And if we do come back in here again, it would be pretty cool to see the RSI dip into the below 30 mark. And the reason why is because the last time that it did, we ended up having a massive rally up. Last time it did that, and it only had to dip into it just a little bit, wiggle it. Yeah. So that's it. So that's what I'm hoping for AMC. So that's the thoughts on GME, AMC for today, short term. Nothing looking too spectacular, but both of them looking a little bit more bullish than it has been. So that's positive stuff there. Bitcoin, man, wow. So Bitcoin, this CME, this CME gap, this is the Chicago exchange, is full of some massive orders, and therefore it's gonna dip into there, whether it's after the bull run or into middle of next year we come down here, or whether we dip it in, fulfill it, and then we can blast off and then sort of move on. But this is like a magnet, so you're trying to lift something up off the floor, but there's this massive magnet, and I feel that's what that's the CME are doing now, is just kind of holding Bitcoin back from being able to make its moves. So it would be nice to see, even though I wouldn't like it to, because the fact that I hold Bitcoin, but it would also at the same time be good just to get it out of the way. It's like, before cooking dinner, you need to wash the dishes from the night before if you didn't wash them. It's like, you want the dinner because it's going to be good. You need to cook it to do that. But in order to start cooking your dinner and eating it, which is what you want to do, you got to wash the pots. And that's the chore, right? And then you kind of think, well, before the Bitcoin rally needs to happen, we need to go and do that horrible bit, which is do that CME gap. So that's how I'm feeling. So we could end up potentially coming down there. Should you then move over all of your Bitcoin to fiat currency or USDC, USDT, or DAI, or some other stable coin, possibly you could do that. But is it definitely coming down here? I'm not 100% sure that it is. It might, like I say, come down after the bull run. But either way, whether it's this year or whether it's going to be in 3 or 4 years, I know that I'm very strongly opinionated that it's going to come and touch this at some point. So it's something that's always on my mind. CME is on my mind. It is always on my mind. Okay, so right, so if we end up getting a day close below this area here, if today we closed below here, 28,170, I would be moving over my coins into USDC and waiting for it to go down there, and then putting more in, and then its potential. Let me bring up the VPVR just to have a look at that. The visible range, I would be looking at, let's get the visible range into the visibility so that it starts making more sense. That'd be better, wouldn't it? Yeah, I would be looking at then potentially moving over my So the CME gap is just here, which is obviously, it's not just me that's thinking that. You've got a load of other people putting orders in there as well. So, and then the next area to put the rest of your money in is at 20,000. So it's at $20,000 then that you stick the rest of it in, and then we just hope then that we're going to get blast off if that ends up happening. But that's just the thoughts. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to come to that. But if it does, that would be my game plan. Instead, what I would be looking at doing is holding the Bitcoin that I've got, and if we end up coming down to here, using any more money that we can muster together to buy more Bitcoin. That's what I personally would be doing. Crypto took a massive dump yesterday. Oh my God, what do you think it will dip to? Okay, so I've just answered those questions. If it does dip to those, do I think that it will dip to those? No. I don't think so, but it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. There is another indicator which I just want to bring up because sometimes we forget to look, and it is the hash ribbons. And it's saying I've got too many indicators on the go. It's because half of them are hidden. So let's turn off the VPVR because I had two of them up, like a numpty. Let's just get the hash ribbons up and see if any of the hash ribbons up are showing anything. So this is the miners capitulation. Normally after the miners capitulation, we come out the other side and we get a buy signal, and that's when we have the rally up. So we had the buy signal here on this dip, and then we ended up doing this massive rally up as we came up. The miners have ended up moving from the States, from China to the States, so they all closed down for a little while. So Bitcoin needed to change the difficulty of the algorithms per transaction, and therefore the miners are now getting paid more, which means that they will end up a buy-in, that a buy signal will end up flashing up at some point soon. Normally after the miners capitulation has finished, you get the buy signal. It finished, you get the buy signal. We've got this massive capitulation, which I have never seen this big before. That the buy signal is going to potentially be huge. So yeah, but we are coming up the other way now. It is starting to belly round to come back up. So and as it comes up, the price starts to come up with it. So there's a lot of indicators that are turning around and saying that it's going to go up. There's a lot of indicators that are saying that it's going to go down. So we don't have what we don't have is bearish divergence, hidden bearish divergence showing, and we don't have bearish divergence showing either. With regard to bullish divergence from there to there, we don't have anything. There is no divergence to look at on the charts with regards to this. Nothing to tell us what to do or where to go. We've got previous price actions saying that we've got huge support just here. We keep touching it and we don't break through it. We've got a potential bear pendant where you end up coming down a flag and then coming down again. That could potentially play out. If it does, then I've given you today the instructions on what it is that I'm going to be doing for myself. Not that I'm telling you to do that, because I'm not a financial advisor and I don't want to be murdered for giving the wrong advice or sued. Alright, but that's all I can see, and that's the best I can give you from the technicals and my my knowledge of Bitcoin, and that's probably the asset that I'm most comfortable talking about, to be honest with you guys. So there we go. Got 5 viewers. Market's going to open in 7 minutes. So yeah, that's it, guys. There's been a lot spoken about today. That's it. The only other thing to do is bring out the conspiracy book. Now, I haven't looked at this one today, so this is going to be read completely cold. And today we're going to be talking about AIDS. Let's talk about AIDS, everybody. How fantastic. Let's talk about AIDS. It was Adolf Hitler yesterday. Let's talk about AIDS today. Okay, AIDS. AIDS was quite possibly one of the most horrific developments of the 20th century. Millions of pounds have been poured into research, yet a cure still seems but all elusive. Gone are the days of careful sex and drugs and rock and roll. The deadly virus isn't all discriminatory about who it infects. Shocking as the whole phenomenon would be if it was really a natural plague. Theory has it that the AIDS virus was in fact artificially manufactured by the United States government to kill off the so-called useless eaters of the human race. Blacks, homosexuals, and drug users, to be more precise. The Minister of Health for Louis Frankhans National of Islam, Dr. Abdul Alim Mohammed, called for a formal investigation. In his words, we know from the congressional report that money was appropriated for the creation of the artificial biological agents to defeat the immune system. This took place in July of 1969. $10 million was allocated to the U.S. Army. So let the hearings begin to uncover the files. In an experiment that took place in Tuskegee, Alabama, from 1932 to 1972, about 400 poor black men were used as guinea pigs as scientists studied the effects of syphilis left untreated. This experiment caused much disruption amongst African Americans, leading to many to suspect the government of internationally introducing the AIDS virus into the black community via such medical trials. Over 30 years later, a study by Rand Corp found that 16% of African Americans believed AIDS was created to reduce the black population, while 20% believed it was manufactured in a laboratory. No doubt the notion arose because the disease was initially found in homosexuals and African Americans. The theory postulates that the U.S. Special Cancer Virus Program, the SCVP, is responsible for creating the disease, and that it was then spread amongst the population with the smallpox vaccine, or to gay men with the hepatitis B vaccination. Other anti-black conspiracy theories include that Charles Drew, the black Washington physician whose pioneering work with blood plasma saved thousands of lives, he died after a car accident because he was denied entry into a whites-only hospital. That Tropical Fantasy, a soft drink produced by a film employing large numbers of ethnic minorities, was actually a product of the Ku Klux Klan and continued chemicals to sterilize black men. And there has been similar allegations about Church's chicken chain and Snapple soft drinks. Don't know what they are. An outspoken critic of the HIV/AIDS link as Peter Desberg, who claims that HIV is not a virus at all and has no bearings on the outset of AIDS. He maintains that non-infectious agents such as sexual intercourse and drug taking, both recreational and pharmaceutical, are the true cause of AIDS. We cannot know the origin of AIDS. We do not know whether the most lethal worldwide killer was some form of warped conspiracy in the name of population control or scientific experiment, but they definitely succeeded if a conspiracy was at work. Perhaps they had not bargained for such a dramatic results. There we go. So that's the conspiracy theory for today. We're talking about anything positive. Is there anything positive in any of these conspiracy theories? So tomorrow we're talking about a guy called Alexander Litvinico. Litvinico? Litvinico. And that's 2 pages long. Excuse my reading, guys. There's big words in there. And not only just that, there are some of them are American words as well. Like bargained. We don't use the word bargained in the UK because there's no bargains over here. Okay, so Vienna 77 said, that is crazy. They didn't have the technology or the means during that time to even create that. Yep. Grace says, my uncle died of HIV that turned into AIDS. He got that from sharing needles. Grace just put a message up there, but then chickened out and deleted it. But he does that regularly. It's a thing. It's a thing for Grace. It's cool. Vienna, the Tuskegee trials was awful though, and did occur. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Tuskegee. Yeah. Yeah, it's just awful. It is awful. It is awful. I was laughing at your joke. Oh, right, okay. Cool. That's the first person that's ever laughed at one of my jokes, mate. Not that funny. Yeah. Yeah, so that's that one. Right, so we've covered Adolf Hitler. We've covered AIDS. Eventually, we'll cover everything. We've covered 9/11. Apple Blossom says, hi, Tony. Hello, Apple Blossom, and thank you for coming in and saying hello on this beautiful day. The time now is opening time, which means that if we go over to AMC and GME, we should get a candle, and it should be open. There it is. It's just opened up, as I said. What a surprise. So what did I say? It'd go up a little tiny bit, then it's going to come down, and then it's going to end up closing the day at 180. So, yeah, I think we're going to come down maybe to 172. So we're going to go up to probably 17554 and then come down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So let's see. That's it. Okay, and that's what I was saying about GME. AMC, I said that I think we would end up closing the day at that line just here, around about 37, 31. But we will come down probably to around about 34.43. Yeah, so that's what I see happening today for AMC, and that's what I see today happening for GME. And there we go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Isn't it a lovely day? Good morning. Good morning. Won't you come out to play? Yeah, there we go. And there it is, going up. We're doing all right. We're going all right. Keep going, James. GameStop. Prove me right. Go up a little bit more and then start coming down. And then go up again. But as long as we're on the way up, then that's good. The only way is up now. Yeah, okay. Is there anything you guys want me to cover whilst I'm here? Apparently there's 2 AMC. Earlier on I was looking at AMC, and apparently there's 2. There's AMC, which is like a streaming software, and then there's AMC, i.e. the theatre company, because I wanted to do some fundamentals. I wanted to understand AMC a little bit more, so when I came onto YouTube and did my streams, I could speak about AMC with a little bit more conviction, like I know who the company are, and I know where it's going, I know what its new releases are and everything. But it's just a cinema company, so it's just going to be whatever it's doing. There's not that much it can do within its own dynamics. Whereas GME have moved on. They've gone on from just being a game company to being Toys R Us, to being an Amazon, to being an outlet, to being retail. GME have got incredible scope now, with Matt Furlong coming in, and especially after yesterday's news, which I put out there about him bringing out this new guy to look after the shares for everybody and make sure that that they're more regulated and less easy to be played, and trying to get somehow this Reddit group and the hedge funds to stop messing around with with the apes, because we're here and holding. And I think Matt Furlong sees that, and he wants to help the people. Whilst I know that the basic rules of CEOs isn't necessarily to help people that have just got a few $1,000s of stock of a share. They're more interested in being sharks and being ruthless for the sake of the benefit of the company, and essentially that's what we want. But I think Matt Furlong has actually got a decent heart. I think he's actually a really good guy, and I think that he's put this sort of $100,000 to $150,000 position within the company to protect the apes, because we've shown, at least you guys have. I've only really just come on the bandwagon, but he's showing you all and me a thanks for holding on and not selling. Because if the apes had turned around and gone, oh, forget it, I'm going to go on to someone else, and then move their shares over and then started buying other people, then GME wouldn't be where it is now. And but because the apes have held, it means that the hedge funds have been able to get wrecked and all the rest of it, and Reddit groups may well have earned money off the back of it, and vice versa, or whatever. But it just means that as a group, we've managed to be the pillars and the what's the word I'm looking for, the foundation of the building, and the building in this illustration is GME. So I think everybody else is doing great. It's doing great. Good morning. Damn, Tony has some pipes. Bring out the guitar, Tony. No, I'm not bringing out the guitar today. I might do that if I get enough requests, but I don't think the guitar is going to do my viewership any good. I think you'll just end up dwining down. And I'll have one viewer, and that'll be Grace, who's a really, really nice guy to say such things. Right, that's that one. What do you guys want to look at today? Is there anything else that you guys want me to look into? Is there anything you want me to teach you? Is there anything that's been niggling at you that you're too embarrassed to ask Jamie or Rocky, because it might be so simple and you think, I don't want to ask this question in front of everybody else, because I know that's the case with me. On many groups that I'm in, or of people that I follow, I might want to know a simple question, and I'm just too embarrassed to ask because everybody thinks that I know more about something than I know. So I follow Destiny, the game Destiny, and there's some things in Destiny, I think, because people want me to help them level up on this character. They ask me questions and I'm answering them, but some of the questions they ask me, I have to start doing research to find the answers. So Daniel Lesage says hello. And Vivas is saying hello, Daniel, and Daniel says hello. So hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. Yeah. So where we're going, guys? Is there anything else that you want me to look into before I sign off? Because it is about that time that I turn around and headed out to do other things. But the other things that I'm going to do is probably going to be sat here looking at different things to invest my money in, or where is the market heading. Yesterday, by the way, was a really bad day. If we bring up SPY, we ended up having one hell of a dump. The SPY, by the way, is the S&P 500. So 500 of the top most high market cap companies in the USA and therefore the world. So it was a really bad day, really bad dump. We ended up going below this 20 moving average, and 20 moving average is the one that I did earlier, where I turned around and said, if you buy above the 20 moving average, keep hold of it until it drops below, then you sell here, you wait for it to come back up, then you buy, you wait for it to come back up, then you buy, and then you'll always make money as long as you buy as it crosses and comes back up. And all these little areas here, you'll end up making money on these losses, and that's how you trade using the SMA. So it's really, 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 really powerful indicator. Okay, so this is only on an uptrend, and on a downtrend it works the same, just the opposite way if you're going to short. Chainlink. Okay, Chainlink's a good one. I like Chainlink. Chainlink made me a lot of money, so it'd be interesting to look at Link. Link Bitcoin. That's not the one we want. Link GB. Why is Link so far down? I'm so sorry, Link. Is it even there? Link. I've got so much. Link pound. Link Bitcoin. Wow. I must have deleted it. That's horrendous. I'm so sorry, Link. Looks like I've deleted it. How awful. Okay. I feel like I've betrayed Link now. Yay, my charts are still there from back then. Cool, okay. Excuse me. Well, we might as well move them back up. Actually, I'm going to start again because I don't like the way that those fibs were from back there. I've evolved since then. I have evolved. Let's move that to the top, to the absolute bottom. I'm looking at this bottom here, yeah, but that's not the bottom that I want. The bottom that I'm going to be looking for is one of these bottoms over here. And depending on what bottom it is that I'm going to choose, I want to make sure that all these line up most nicely with more of them than not. Okay, so the top is going to be up there anyway. And now I'm looking at the dotted line that's over here. So yeah, I can come off of that one there, but I kind of want to be a little bit higher so that this one up here lines up. And this one up here lines up with these here. So I just kind of want to go up a little bit. So it might be that I end up going from there. And the reason why is because I've got from that line just there. I just think it's important for you guys to know what's going through my mind when I'm drawing stuff out. That if I go from there, I'm going to grab a... from there, if I grab a horizontal line and go from there, I can use my thing now to show you. Look, we've got support here. We got support on 4 or 5 days here. We got resistance just there. We got resistance just here. We got support for a few days here. We got support here, resistance just here, support just here, and we've come down and we'll most likely find support just here if indeed we are. Not only that, but we ended up finding resistance at the 786. We end up finding resistance at the halfway, and the 382 is, yeah, we got a little bit of stuff playing around in the 382. That was fine. But the 236 showed us some support, resistance, and resistance here. So that's why I've got that going on there, and that's why I've chosen that bottom as opposed to this one here, or maybe there, or down here, or down here. That's why I've chosen that, because the rest of them all line up, which means once I lock this in place, there's a higher possibility that as this starts to turn around and go up the way, that that everything will start to, respect these lines a little bit more. So Viva says, thank you, Tony. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so this 65 and 618, this is a normal strong area of turnaround. But as we're going down the way, I might want to just turn around and flip this. So they're in place, but if I put reverse on, see if they're still lining up. They're okay, they're not too bad. Might be slightly out again. But the thing is, a turnaround, right, means that it's a literal turnaround. And if we're on a downtrend, we're waiting for a turnaround for it to go up the way, and it didn't happen. We've ended up coming down. So I just wanted to check that to see if this area here, this 618 and 65, this golden pocket, gave us anything down here, and it didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back in, go back to I'm going to go back into the fibs, go back in, and turn around and take that reverse off, and then it's going to bring us back up here, which means that as we start to come back up, we can find that when we enter here, there's a high chance that we'll end up, even though we're coming up the way and probably coming up at great momentum and speed, that we'll probably still find ourselves getting a bounce, giving us the opportunity to get a short. But there's nothing. Obviously, we're nowhere near there yet. So where do I see it going? Well, at the minute, Bitcoin is dumping. If Bitcoin dumps, then everything else dumps. And the reason why it follows Bitcoin so much is because Bitcoin is what people look to know what everything else is doing. It's just the way that it is. There's no decoupling of any of the other coins. It's not that they're tethered to Bitcoin in any way, shape, or form. All it is people's confidence in the market. And if the dad turns around and is scared, of the next door neighbor, then the kids are going to be scared of the next door neighbor. Yeah, if the next door neighbor's bigger than your dad, then you're scared. So if the daddy of daddies, the daddy of the whole street, the big bad boss man of the street, is Bitcoin in this case. If Bitcoin's your friend and you're not scared of him because he's your mate and he's your pal, and he says, well, he's going to go down the road and do this, this, and this, then you're happy to go down the road and do this, this, and this with him. Yeah. And so that's what ends up happening with. That's just probably about the best analogy that I can come up with, illustration that I can come up with at short notice, right? Is yeah. So if Bitcoin's obviously getting scared right now, or people are scared of Bitcoin, that means that we should all be scared too. As Bitcoin comes down, so will everything else. Yeah, there we go. That's what's happening here. We're going into the oversold territory. Really important to look at that. We have got some support here. At the 12 at the $12.64 mark, which is good. Because we'll probably find ourselves bouncing off of that, because obviously the amount of orders that are in. I mean, there's a lot of orders here. And then there's a super amount. I can't see it ever dropping below 4. But obviously we're miles away from there. So yeah, we could potentially get a bounce off of $12.64. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for that. I'm not saying it's going to go down to it. Just saying be prepared. Be prepared. This lesson must be shared. Okay, so that's okay. Right. So where are we going short term? Let's bring it down to the 4-hour time frame and have a look here. Is there any pattern formations showing? No, we're below the 20, but considerably low below the 20. I'd be really interested right now to bring up the Bollinger Bands, because we've broken the 30 on the RSI. So if we're below the Bollinger Bands, and it looks like we will be, then it is bullish for a long position, or that we're going to be going up in the near future. So Bollinger Bands, yes. So we let's just squeeze that up a little bit. Yeah, we did. We broke the Bollinger Bands when we came out of that. So that is bullish. That is bullish. So the fact that we're here, as long as we can stay above this, previous low, and if I just put my candle on, my mouse on the low, then up here will tell us the opening, the high, the low, and the close of the candle. And the close of the candle was $13.50. So as long as we can close the next 4 hours, the 4-hour candle above that amount of 13.50, then we are indeed continuing to remain bullish, and the turnaround could happen. The fact that we're tapering off on volume kind of doesn't instill me with confidence that we're going to be going up in like rocket speed, but it does kind of show me that we might be going sideways for a little while. So Big Daddy is running for the hills at the minute. Yeah, that's right. He is. Yeah. So while that's happening, yeah, you know what? It's the same. It's the same old, isn't it? Is that this is why it's never good to be over leveraged in an asset. You know, you've got to make sure that you've got money at all times, because if you've put all your money and savings and anything that you've got into cryptocurrency, and now it's, you know, all these assets, including Chainlink, including Chiliz and Theta and loads more, they're all really, really good prices now to buy at. And the evidence of that is the fact that most of us that are looking at this will have bought this asset at a much higher price than where it is now. So if we bought it back then we bought it high, which means that now it's low, and now is the time to buy. But also the chances are, statistically, is that you put all your money in back then because you were really confident in it, and quite rightly so, because I do believe this is just a big retracement for the bigger move up. So, you know, long term, I think we're due for some great moves on all of these coins. Yeah. So there you go. That's Chainlink. So moving back over to the daily and the weekly as well. The weekly will kind of give us some indication of where we're going long term. So weekly, we are below the 20 weekly moving average. What we've got there, we've got bearish divergence there considerably, but we don't have bullish divergence here. which is a shame. If the price was going up as the SARA's going down, then we'd have bullish divergence, but we don't have anything. So yeah, it's just not looking that great. We just need a little bit more time on our hands for things to play out. Yep. What can I say, bro? If you are going to sort of move out, if you're holding the asset and you're thinking of moving out into a stable coin, then I would say do it gradually, not do it all in one big lump sum, because you could turn around and take it all out now and we get this VCAP bounce up, and then you've lost out because you'll just get worried about it, thinking you just lost it all or lost a load of it. But if you only put 25% out and then wait for it to come down and you do another 25% or 20% or 10%, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm saying that's what I would do in my position. So sometimes my words are wrong. So it's not financial advice. Okay? There we go. What's GME up to now? Were we right? Is it on its way up to come down? So I said it'd go up. There we go. Look. It did exactly what I said. On the nose. On the nose, look. On the nose. In fact, I want to stop this now. Go back, and I want to replay it. I can't do that, but yeah, I said it would go up to about there. So yeah, but now we're going to start coming down. Come down. Yeah. So yeah, that's what. But I do believe today we're going to end up closing around about 180. So 180 is the mark. AMC. Yep. AMC is just great. It's just great. But I think that AMC is probably going to do better and then come back down and probably rest where it is now. I put this golden pocket for a turnaround that here we've come into twice now, ready for the moves up. So yeah, it can do its thing. But I think that it's going to settle where it is now. I think it'll end up settling there for the day. Actually, not just there. Sorry, just here. I think it'll settle for the day, which is 38.91. 38.91 for the day today. AMC's looking better. Short term, but I think GME will overtake it. I think AMC is going to come back down and revisit this pocket rather than it be a VCAP bounce like GME. GME, I wrote down in there that it would be possibly VCAP bounce, and yeah, the line shows the V. Bum, bum. Yeah, so I think this is the V. I think we're just going to come up, maybe come over, inverse head and shoulder show, and then end up coming up to here before we make the big blast off, rip your face off moves to the upside. Yeah, should be actually a bit below there. Oh, didn't want to do that. 31st of August was that I said. There you go. 1st of September, whatever. There you go. So that's GME and AMC in a nutshell of where I think it's going to go, and what I said before we opened, where I think it would go, and it's done what I've said it would do so far. So all is good in the hood. Yeah. Guys, any other questions? Noise or noise? Yeah, noise probably. 175.16. 175.16. CC. GME. 175.16. Let's get these candles back on. Let's move over to yeah. Clear off. Yeah, that's it's healthy. What I think we might reach 178 on the way up, and then come back down to just above where we are now for the day. And yeah, there's it. Guys, any other questions? Because I am about to sign out now for the day. Look at these discounts. These are incredible discounts for you to buy. Nice. Yeah, nice, nice. There we go. Good. Right, guys, I'm off. Any other questions? There's 8 of you in here. Some of you must have some questions for me before I press end this stream. You missed the conspiracy. I've already done that today, and it was about AIDS. So there is never anything positive in any of these conspiracy theories, but they do get the mind thinking about things. What is the situation? And then once I've done that book, then the next book I'm going to be looking at is this one here, which is The Truth Is Out There, Neo. It's like a Matrix kind of theme. 100 things they don't want you to know. The world's greatest conspiracy theories and unsolved crimes. So that's a bit better, is that crimes that are out there that are unsolved. Because crimes normally get solved at some point. Something to do with Shakespeare there, I saw. Yeah, so cool. Adios. BGD says adios. So if BGD says adios and you guys are not asking me to say anything else on anything, unless he's asking me to have a look at Adidas, but he's spelt it wrong, I'm going to say goodbye. But guys, thank you very much. Genuinely, it's difficult starting out a YouTube channel. I've been doing it for about 7 weeks, I think, and I'm doing my best to get content out there, videos where I'm giving you guys tutorials so that you can follow along with the likes of myself when I'm speaking in depth on certain topics. I try to cater for all audiences. So sometimes I'll go on here and you'll be like, "Whoa, I didn't even know Tony knew about all that sort of stuff." And other times I'll be speaking on a really simple basis where I'm just talking about just simple things, because I'm trying to help people learn how to read the charts and how to be able to understand the likes of Rocky and Jamie when they speak, and other technical analysis channels. And that's my aim, is to teach you guys and to build up my channel and build up friends, and that's it. So if you haven't signed up to my Discord, sign up to my Discord as well. It's not as active, and I'm not as active on there. But as I start to build up my channel, eventually people will be coming over to my Discord as opposed to Rocky's, because I'll start generating my own audience that will be different to Rocky's, because I'll be appealing to a different type of audience at some point. So yeah, but yeah, that's it, guys. So just cool. See you guys tomorrow around about the same time, which will be 2 hours before opening time. So yeah, I'll say goodbye. We should go through Proverbs as well for wisdom if you're up for it one day. So Grace is an avid Bible reader. And and in one of the books of the Bible that isn't too religious, the book of Proverbs has many great things and great tips, that you can use for everyday life, for knowing when to walk away from things, or knowing when to get involved in things, and you can move those things over to trading or general life tips, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good book. And a lot of other proverbs, ancient proverbs that are written by or spoken about from Asia, like you think of the monks and the proverbs that they say, and they're normally taken from the book of Proverbs because it's older. It's an older book, but they take the credit from it, and I might bring up some of those as well. All right, guys, I'll see you later, and thank you very much for signing in, and I'm out.